How do businesses allocate their funds based on the length of their leases?
What I would advise that if anybody's looking to relocate or even refurbish their office is to get...
What advice do you give to the people out there that are now going out and building offices or even thinking about it? What are some things that they should look at doing where they will actually get people back in?
Some of those key elements now are trying to open up the ceiling spaces. So for 40, 50 years, there's been ceiling tiles in there with acoustic ratings behind them. If you open up part of that and bring in a partial industrial look and feel, that's sort of the more modern way to do offices. Some of the other key finishes is some eco paneling, which helps with sound buffering, timber flooring or polished concrete, custom rugs, some really good finishes and good element, and bringing in coffee machines, and in your case you brought in the bar for entertaining with your clientele out of hours, and that was one of your key things. But I think probably the biggest thing is collaboration spaces, and there's a number of different ways to do that, with island benches, with high benches, or campfire couches with TV screens and full audio-visual capabilities is one of the key items.
What do people should expect when they're going out there to refurb a completely brand new office? If they're doing some budgets, can put that in their sort of thinking around what it might cost?
Very good question, Savan. Always a tricky one to answer. And the reason why it's so tricky to answer is because at the early onset, most people don't really know what they want. And us as a company, we try to educate our clientele of what they really need to make their fit out work. For many, many years, everyone has said that a cost of a fit out is $1,000 a square metre. I've heard that for 20 years. And I just think to myself, when I hear someone go, $1,000 a square metre, you don't get what you used to get 20 years ago. And that mindset is still there. For nowadays, you've got to be considering somewhere between $1,350 to $1,800 for your basic fit out.
Basic, yeah.
If you're introducing some really key elements and want a certain look and feel, you're well over the $2,000 mark. But inside that, it's what am I actually getting? Let's just use AV as an example. I know that when we chatted about AV, you're going, but I've got this screen over here. I go, yeah, but Savan, that telly's about 8 years old and it's not going to cut it in this new environment. But do I really need to get a new one? Yes, you do. And what else do you need? I go, I don't know. Let's get an AV guy in. So anyway, we had a chat with George from Tasman AV, and long chat and understanding your needs, and your budget originally of $50,000 blew out to nearly $180,000. You remember that conversation?
Well, they're installing the 98-inch TV in the boardroom as we speak. So,
yes.
Look, AV was a big part of it because we didn't have the greatest AV. So, yeah, we like blowing budgets, Peter.
But it comes down to the look and the feel, and you're here for 10 years and it's a long time.
How do they navigate through that? Because, we were fortunate enough to be committed to 10. So I think for me, the reason that the budget blew out a lot over time was I knew we were here for 10 years. And if we're going to do it right, let's do it right. Because it's very hard for me to call you and go, I made a mistake there. Can we fix it? A lot of these probably are going to be difficult to fix. And so how do businesses allocate their funds based on sort of the length of their leases?
What I would advise that if anybody's looking to relocate or even refurbish their office is to get an interior designer, a D&C company in to look at it. You've got the expertise of the design element side of it, the costing side of it, and the actual construction side of it. One-stop shop, D&C. Us as a company, we've been around for 40 years, close to it, and we've given a lot of advice to a lot of corporate clients over that journey on best fit, and it just comes back to our experience and knowledge. The other key element is our staff that work for us. We employ interior designers that have got bachelor degrees. They've got the expertise to understand the needs, the look, the feel, and most importantly, our client's vision. And that's where our expertise come in to make it work for you.